Kimberly and this is Perfect 10 of Interior Designers. And today we have Sherling from The Phenomenal.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherling from The Phenomenal.
What made you choose an interior designer career path?
Okay, so being an interior designer is actually my ambition ever since my secondary school days. I used to move house quite often, and then the most memorable one was actually my previous house where I lived in. And then my parents actually allowed me to design. During the time, I don't have any backgrounds, so I started flipping magazines and stuff so that I can find some inspiration from there. Then from there, I started my 3 years interior design course in NYP. And then during the internship, it also helps me a lot, which I'm able to understand how interior design works in Singapore. So I chose this path as an interior designer.
Very nice. Okay, what are your goals as an interior designer?
My goal as an interior designer is actually to create a unique functional space for individual clients, because nowadays the houses are getting smaller and smaller.
Yes, that's true.
Functionality is one of the key things, I would say.
Nice. So how critical do you think are communication and project management skills for interior designers?
I think communication skill in any aspect is important, is to understand the conversation that both parties are having. If at certain point communication is broken down, it will become like nightmare for everybody. Because in our trade, if let's say there's a miscomm, then I think everything is wrong and then everything you need to change again.
Oh no.
So that's the nightmare.
Okay, so to be an interior designer, what characteristic do you think you should have?
I guess the most important characteristic we should have is actually an eye for a combination of colours. Designers have a unique character, so they are able to add different colours to everyone's life.
Very interesting. Okay, so what is the driving force that keeps you inside this job?
I always think back on how determined I was back then, trying so hard to get into this industry, and always question myself whether do I really want to give up. I mean, give up just like that. That's how I push myself forward.
Wow. Okay, so what has been your favourite project so far and why?
I don't have a particular favourite project because every project is actually my babies lah. If I need to choose one, probably will be the monochrome concept at Martin Modern. So where I'm able to make the small space into a bigger space with most function. The living room itself is actually very small. And then we actually tear down the walls, sort of create 3 spaces differently in the space itself.
Wow, very nice. So as an interior designer in this modern age, what do you think is the biggest challenge?
I think nowadays will be the AI.
Oh, yeah.
Because nowadays the AI can do the design jobs. So I think that's the biggest challenge for us currently, but there's pros and cons.
Yes, they miss that human touch. Okay, so as a female designer then, do you think there are any challenges that you face?
Actually not that much, but sometimes your contractor tends to smoke you. Yeah. So they try to tell you, oh, this one cannot be done, that one cannot be done. But the basic thing you have to know yourself lah. So the details and the facts you should know before you tell them.
Don't mess with a female. Okay, so how do you relieve stress from this job?
My stress reliever is actually to be able to travel once a year to other country, which I can literally do nothing, and then drive around with their architecture, their interior. It solves most of my stress.
Wow, that's very nice. Okay, the final question is, what does design mean to you?
I think design is like a creation of emotion that connects between the space and user. Basically, if let's say you're going to buy a house, you'll feel good about the house before you purchase it. So it's like a sort of a connection between the humans, and it's the same as design itself. So if you design the house, to fit the client itself, so they will feel good. Yeah. So that's how I think design should be.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing with us today, Sherling.
Thank you.
Thank you.